outstanding leadership. He also held the position of Director of Training and Development at the National Association of Nigeria Students Headquarters. As chairman of a key students community, Temitope led a successful protest advocating for OND part-time students who switched to HND full-time but were denied NYSC participation. His leadership brought about a favorable resolution for the students. Temitope has trained and empowered over 300 leaders nationwide through his work as a leadership consultant, equipping them to lead with confidence and purpose in their various domains. He is the lead pastor of this Spring Christian Ministry, a rapidly growing youth-focused ministry dedicated to transforming lives and community. His passion for God and people fuel his ministry work. So the core values of Temitope Majaro is driven by a deep love for God and genuine care for people. He is devoted to empowering others to fulfill their potential and create lasting impact in their sphere of influence. So join me as we welcome our first speaker for tonight, Temitope Majaro. Over to you, sir.
Okay. And let me just do some reaction. Good evening, everyone. All right, thank you. Good evening. What I would just say tonight is that our journey tonight is not a waste of time. All right, never get distracted. All right, just ensure that you stay connected. Okay. Okay. So just like what Miss Blessing just rightly said, let me just start from my biography. Let me say something. I never know that there will be a day that this kind of autobiography or an introduction of this would actually be read about me. Do you understand? So it's just as time goes by, right? And then, things step, coming and all of that. So tonight I'm just going to share, it's going to be practical. I wanted to share my screen before, but I just thought it that let me just be practical. Let's just be real. Do you understand? So we can learn and unlearn and also relearn. All right. So I wanted to say amen, but let us pray. Heavenly Father, will say thank you. We'll say thank you for tonight. You will grant us utterance in the name of Jesus. And each and every one of us here will live here in a different person. And you will also reveal to them, all right, their area they are meant to lead. And so shall it be in Jesus' name. Now, let me quickly say this. I never forget this. I'll be saying this to say that everyone is a leader. All right. That is Miss Blessing was reading that Temitope Majaro is this, is one time this, is one time that. Right? Everybody, Jefferson, Adisa, Ayola, deeper into today's teaching. Right? Because everybody is a leader. Never forget that. Every one of us. All right. But we are all leader in our different areas of endeavor. And for you to become a leader, number one, you need to first of all understand your purpose on earth. I think I'm just going to dive a bit in that aspect. Then, because we should initially we should supposed to even dive into integrity and start running. But I just perceive that many of us here have not really understand what leader simply meant. Do you understand? So I reiterate again: everybody is a leader. If you are writing, write this down because there'll be room for question. Everybody is a leader. So we are all leaders in our different areas of endeavor. Now, like I said something prior now. So now we are all leaders in our different areas of endeavor. So for you to become a leader, or you say, okay, I'm a leader or this and that, number one, you need to first of all understand your purpose on earth, why you are created, why you are born. Right? So everybody is created on the face of the earth for a reason or the other. So this is one of the reasons I'm created now, all right, to impart knowledge to my fellow people. Do you understand? And so everybody is a leader in our different endeavors. So number one, you need to understand your purpose on earth. Never forget that. And what is purpose? Purpose simply means the reason why God created you. So the day you discover that, all right, then from that they start leading in that aspect. Okay, don't say, okay, I'm not the class captain, or I'm not the governor of my class, or I'm not the course rep. Leader goes beyond I'm the course rep, or I'm the president of my fellowship, or I'm the pastor. No, no, no. Leadership really goes beyond that. Do you understand? And so once you understand your purpose, then start leading in that dimension. Right? So everybody is a leader in the different areas of purpose. So if you are here on this room or in this call, you are here to discover your purpose on earth. All right, time will not literally permit us. Okay, but nonetheless, maybe after tonight, because that is not our scope for tonight. But after tonight's teaching, all right, you can just I will give room for free mentorship for a month. Just we'll definitely drop it on the group chat, because this is a master class. It's not a general. We have a general group, but it's deliberate, because we want people that are really serious about what, or about who they are. They are really determined to observe people that really wants to contribute, all right, something meaningful for the national development. So this is an opportunity for you. People pay dearly for this teaching. I mean, I kid you not, all right. My consultation fee blessings will tell you. Do you understand? Now, leading with integrity. So let's quickly dive in. I wanted to share my slides before, but like I said, I really want to be as as practical as I could. Then after the teachings, right, I would definitely, each and every one of us will get the slides, all right, as time goes by. So we're talking about, somebody asked for the topic again. The topic for tonight is mastering leadership skills with integrity. Please, if you're writing, write this down. I'll be so quick because of question and answer. Mastering leadership skills with integrity. So let me start with a simple question, but very powerful. What comes to your mind when you hear the word leader? Still keep that question. You can put it in the chat box if you can. What comes to your mind? I think let's make that a big interactive. So let's learn from one another. Well, for the fact that you joined this meeting, definitely you have one iota of influence in one community or the other. So this is a leadership forum. Nobody knows it all. All right. So let me ask you a question. Let's get on the chat box. What first of all comes to your mind when you hear the word leader? So let's get that. Let's keep that rolling. What comes to your mind when you hear the word leader? So okay. So please have the floor. Thank you. You can talk. Thank you, sir. Or mute and
Uh, to me, when we say someone is a leader, leader is like someone that serves the people. It's kind of like a servant, not really a servant, but kind of like a servant, because he gets to listen. As a good leader, you get to listen to what your followers are saying. You get to humble yourself where your followers are. So I see leader as someone that serves.
okay. Okay. Thank you so very much. Please, can we just give Mr. Ibukun Soyanlu some flyers they deserve? Thank you for that. All right. So leadership is someone that serves. And I can see Honorable Abdul Wasiu on the call. Wow. Thank you so very much, my leader, Mark Conjola. Thank you so very much. It's so good to have you in the call. Wow. I mean, you guys are lucky. All right. Mr. Honorable Wasiu works with the president. He's working. I mean, if I say president, I mean our current president Tinubu at the moment now. He's directly working with one of his senior special assistants, at the moment. It's so good to have you on board. And definitely when it's time, you will definitely give some room to also share more light to what we have discussed. Thank you. I'm really humbled to have you around. All right. So Sonia Olu said leader is somebody that serves. I mean, that's fantastic. Right. I say, what comes to your mind when you hear the word leader? So for many people, it's someone with title, or someone with a position, or someone with authority. Many people think, okay, because I'm the SUG president, fine. So leadership is not about title; it's beyond title. All right. So leadership is beyond position. Leadership is beyond authority. All right. So leadership is not title. Leadership is a responsibility. Write that down. Leadership is a what? Is a responsibility. That is why I started with that for you to become a leader, you need to first of all understand your purpose. So your purpose on earth is your responsibility. All right. So leadership is not about title. Take that off your mind entirely tonight. Don't say because I'm not the secretary, or don't say because they didn't appoint me for a position. No, leadership goes beyond position. You can lead from the back. Let me quickly share this experience. While I was still the student union president in my school, I have some people that I know that these guys can handle matters more than I do. But just like what Ibukun said earlier, it's a leader as someone is someone that listens. Do you understand? So what I did then was that I brought those people. People that surround me. Then I knew that these guys are. It's just that they don't have the opportunity to become president. They knows more than I do. I'm giving them that credit. And God opened my eyes to see them, and they work with me. All right. So leadership goes beyond position. It goes beyond title. It goes beyond authority. I have been leading in campuses before I was even privileged to have a position. I have been leading in my, maybe with group of 5 or group of 10. I never knew that a day would come, all right, I'll be privileged to lead a group of over 40,000 students. But it started with leading. My first leadership experience in school was we were just about 8 in number in that group, and I led them so well. All right, and little by little like that, we kept growing. So if you think leadership is about position, you are wrong. If you think leadership is about title, you are wrong. Some people will be so if you don't call their presidents, do this thing, they won't do it. Right? Until they feel that entitled, okay, I'm the president. No, no, it goes beyond that. And it also goes beyond authority. I said something earlier. I said leadership is a responsibility. Right, that we are writing. Leadership is a what? Is a responsibility. And in a world where everyone wants influence, visibility, and success, very few people are willing to build the one thing that sustains it. So now we are diving deeper now. Because you might have all these skill sets we are discussing now, but there is just one thing that sustains the leadership skills you are building, which is integrity. I repeat again, very few people are willing to build the one thing that sustains it, which is what? Which is integrity. One of my teachings, I think end of last year, I was teaching some leaders, and I said that, the two wheels that every leader should ride upon is character and integrity. I said it is character. And let me tell you something. Once you can get this thing right, things will really work for you. Like I said, tonight is masterclass, and I believe I'm speaking with leaders, so I'll be really going as far as I could, right? So you can give room to the other speaker I was talking about, or our skills and the like. So I said something. I said every leader must ride on 2 tires. I think that language will really ring bell in Nigeria. So every leader must ride on 2 tires, which is what? Character and integrity. Because the moment a leader has these two things, that is the only thing that can sustain your visibility or your influence as a leader. Many people have this skill set. They have, they've read books, they've read, Miles Moreau, they've read, a whole lot of a whole lot of book, John Maxwell's and the likes of them. All right, but no integrity, no character. It's when I just give them, few down the line, it will figure it out. All right, so that is the reason why you need to be very, very pay more attention as we begin to dive deeper. So I said something prior. I said leadership is not about title. Leadership is not about authority. Leadership is not about, all right, about position. Leadership is about, all right, is about responsibility. Rachel Francis said, I raised my hands. I wanted to answer, but Mr. Madero is already on it. All right, thank you, Rachel. All right, so leadership is about what? Is about responsibility. So let's dive deeper. And I said that very few people are willing to build the one thing that sustains, which is what? Integrity. All right. So what is integrity? Well, before we go there, For the sake of those that just join in, I see, tons of people that just, our late comer. As a leader, punctuality is key, right? This is a masterclass. So let me quickly have some recap. All right, we're talking about leadership with integrity. So before we move to that one thing that sustains your leadership career. So what is even, if they say leadership, what is the leadership? So leadership simply means influence. Nothing more, not if you don't have influence, you are not a leader. Aha. Leadership is just about influence. Oh, Pastor Kwe, in there, you're a leader. Or in your classroom, your life is transforming them. Or when you speak, people will listen to you. You're a leader. So leadership is about influence. And I'm not talking about all this influencer on Instagram, right? I'm not talking about all this influencer on TikTok. I'm talking about true leadership. It's about what? It's about influence. Nothing more, nothing less. So leadership simply means influence. All right. And you can gain your influence, just like what Ibukun said prior, through service. That is how I was able to, win the hearts of my student when I was campaigning. I served, literally. Right. So I was able to, have and gain that, let me say what, and earn that influence, all right, over my student at the time. So we can write it by writing again. Leadership it simply means influence, nothing more, nothing less. Also write this down. It is your ability to influence decisions. Leadership is your ability to influence decisions. I repeat again. Leadership is your ability to influence decisions. Leadership is your ability to influence outcomes. Leadership is your ability to influence people positively. Let me take that again. Leadership is your ability to influence decisions. Leadership influence outcomes. And then leadership is your ability to influence people positively. Right? So once your life roams about these three ability, I mean, you are a true leader of it, to be candid. So leadership, you influence decisions, all right? You influence outcomes. You also influence people positively. That is who a true leader is. But here is where it gets deeper. What is that integrity? Because integrity is what determines the quality of your leadership. Integrity is what determines the quality of your leadership. Many people are leaders, but they don't have integrity. Now, politicians, I don't know if my honorable can recall, there was a training we did then. We begin to analyze. Now, what is the difference between a politician and a true leader? Maybe I will send a document to us afterward. So you can read it. It's a two different ball game entirely. The decision will come, and we are seeing them now. Now, elections is around the corner. They will come, they will say they will do this, they will do that, they will do this, they will do that. And when you vote for them, will they do it? No. So such people are not leaders. They are politicians. They are just always there for them, for just what they're just always there, all right, for the next election. They are not there for the next generation. That is why my own heart cry to my generation that we are raising the generation whereby they are taking that political arena, they are taking those business arena to begin to think generation and not thinking about what they want to eat now, not thinking about how I'm going to win the next election. So any person that comes to meet you, now they'll begin to come and meet you now. Honorable now probably will enter my DMs and say, how can how can you help me galvanize Lagos State students? You will give me money, this and that. But they will not do what they actually say they want to do. So they lack integrity. So leadership, or you are the president, or you are the governor, it goes beyond, okay, because this person is the commissioner. If the person does not have integrity, I mean, that person is not a true leader. I'm using my word carefully, true leader. So integrity is what determines the quality of leadership. So what is integrity? Write this down if you're writing very quickly. What is integrity? Integrity means, and I'm going to quote this from my spiritual father, Dr. Chidi Bakari. He said integrity means doing the right thing when no one is watching you. Quickly write that down. Integrity means what? Doing the right thing when no one is watching you. Integrity means doing the right thing when no one is watching you, Ibukun. When no one is watching you, Jeffrey. When no one is watching you, Honorable. Doing the right thing. Write it down. The number two, integrity means being consistent in private and public. Many people, let me tell you something, as a leader, people are watching you, right? So if your private life is contradicting your public life, I give you a little time. The likes of very dark man will pull you out. The likes of Remo Mokuri will dig in your past. You understand what I'm saying now? So ensure that both your private life, both your public life are very consistent. Are very, very consistent. Who watched the interview of Boala recently? One of the president of our president. I mean, I was watching the video. Within, I was like, what the heck is this? And there's evidence to prove, and he's trying to deny it. He said, no, there's evidence for it. So such person, I don't know, but as if you want to have integrity as a leader, both your private and your public life must be consistent. There must not be a contradiction between your private life and your public life. So number one, again, integrity means doing the right thing when no one is watching. Integrity means being consistent in your private and public life. Many people, whenever they want to get something, they will be very, very humble. Let them get it finished. You now begin to see who they truly are. So such people, you need to watch after them. And I believe each and every one of this call, you have to be consistent both in your private, not because of today, but because of tomorrow. Then number three, integrity means being trustworthy, reliable, and accountable. I take that again. Integrity means being trustworthy, being reliable, and being accountable. I'm not good at. I think this accountability would be another mode probably in the next quarter. We will deal with it very well. So being the next quarter by God's grace, I have the time. We'll have another course like this, because accountability is very, very key, and it's very, very crucial. Accountability is very, very key, and it's very, very crucial as a leader. All right, you must be accountable of your character. You must be accountable of whatever things you are doing, and it's a public forum. You must be very, very accountable, right? So, but that's not our story for today. But let me repeat again. Integrity means doing the right thing when no one is watching. Integrity means being consistent in private and public life. Integrity means being trustworthy, reliable, and accountable. Let me say this clearly again. You can have skills without integrity and still rise, but you won't last. Do you get that now? Should I repeat that again? You can have skills without integrity and still rise, no doubt. All right, that you are reaping, but you won't last if you don't have integrity. Character is just like a flame. You can't hide it forever. So you can have all the skills. After this training, you'll be satisfied. You'll be satisfied. Oh, you get something to work with in your school. You get something to work with in your environment. But without integrity, you won't last, because people are watching. Through time pass during our training, seeing people contest for counselor, for the student, and they are making it big time. Right? So, but you can have all the skills without integrity and still rise, but you won't last. I say that to say that many politicians are like that. They are the top, all right? They are doing well, but give them time. Such person won't have a lasting legacy that next generation will reference on. I take that again. You can have all the skills without integrity and still rise, but you won't last, all right? So let me quickly say it again. Leadership without a title, just like what Ibuku said. Servanthood leadership is the best kind of leadership you can practice as a youth. I repeat again. Servanthood leadership, all right, is the best kind of leadership you can what? You can practice as a what? As a youth. Let me pause there. Let me just, all right, see some reactions. If you know you're getting some, just put a chat box. Now, put a chat box. Say, what should do? What should do? Just type, I'm getting it. Just put a chat box. Just put, I'm getting it. Just put, just say something to encourage me myself. Just put something in the chat box so I will know you're following. Let's quickly do that. Then I will go to the next module, then introduce the next guest. Are we there? So let's quickly do that. Just put in chat box. All right, thank you, Bokum. So I just say, I'm getting it. Okay, thank you, Adeyemi. I'm getting it. Let's quickly do that so we can move on. Okay. Rashid, thank you, Babajide. I'm getting it. Just put it there. Oh, Honorable, bravo. Thank you so much. Let's quickly do that. Let's do that on time. If we do not do that, we will not leave this video. Yeah, help me so that, aha, yes, okay, I'm getting it. Let's quickly do that. Just put it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. All right, okay, I'm getting it, sir. All right, let's quickly do that. Let's do that, okay. And then it'll be, I'm getting it. Let's quickly do that. I want 5 more people to do so. I'm getting it. Okay, I'm getting it. Let's do that on time. I'm catching up, but I barely hear you, sir. Bad network, I guess. All right. Is she the only one? Okay. Ayola Becker says she hardly hear me, but can everyone hear me aside from her? So I can know whether it's my network or her network. Can I just hear some feedback? Maybe someone should just unmute so I can know if I'm audible. Can
Yes, sir,
someone
we
just
can hear
unmute,
you.
please? Loud and
We
clear.
can
Oh,
hear you,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Probably it was a network. All right. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. We can hear you. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I can see we are following. All right. So let's now move to the next module, which is the last module from my end, I guess. So, right is as a subheading. We've talked about leading with integrity. So, leadership without a title. Servanthood leadership is very critical. Hmm. Because this is my core, my area of strength in leadership. Servanthood leadership. I'm a student of the Bible. The scripture says, it says that whosoever that wants to, and this is a secret crack that you need to lay on onto. Jesus himself, the greatest leader that ever did, he said, whosoever that wants to be great among you must be the servant of all. Honorable. It's a secret. Say, whosoever that wants to be greatest among you, be the what? Be the servant of all. So you want to be great. The secret to greatness is servanthood. All right. The secret to becoming a greater leader in life is servanthood. Look at the life of Nelson Mandela, the life of Awo, Obafemi Awolowo. So these people are more Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. If you read their history very well, you see they just lay their life. I was recently reading the story of this guy, this man. His name just keep my mind now. If I recall, I would let us know. It's trending recently. I took my time to read the documentary. You see, these people gave their what's it called? Gave their entirety. But don't wait for title before you lead. Because go for it, make your own contribution in your church, in your mosque, environment. All right, right. I'm making sense now. So leadership without. So you can lead. Don't say I will lead. So you can lead. Don't say I will lead when I get a job. Don't say I will lead when I become the youth president. No. Don't say I will lead when I become councillor. No. You will fumble when you get there. So leadership start now. As a student, you can lead. When I was a student, I led. And I was successful while leading. I mean successful, sir. I'm successful man. All right. So as a job seeker too, you can lead. Think, what can I do online? All right. You can lead. Influence. Like I said, leaders about influence. Why you influence it positively? So in your environment is very key. You want to, maybe for those of you that you're having interest in politics, start leading in your environment. Start doing what we call SDGs. Look for one that I know you can do. Start, okay, influence 5 of your friends. Oh, our gutter is dirty. Let's start, all right? Let's start cleaning it up with good motive. So because people will begin to take notes. Do you understand? So in your environment, start leading. Look for a problem and provide solution. Look for a problem and provide solution. So don't wait until they give you counselor or until they give you chairman or until they give you president. No. At times the opportunity might not come, but you can create the opportunity by start leading now. How? By taking responsibility. You can ask me how. Number one, by taking responsibility. Number two, by solving problems. And let me tell you something, folks. Nigeria is the best place you can start leadership now, because we have problem in our nation, big real-time problem, and God is raising you through my voice tonight to now start going there, observing a problem, and now start profiling solutions to it. All right. So by taking responsibility, by solving problems, by showing initiative, and by being dependable. So in recent time, we do go to secondary school, talking to the junior and senior school, teaching them and learning about purpose, create initiative, because people are watching. Employers are not just looking for certificates. I think President Jide will help us labor on this when it gets to his turn. I'm rounding off now. So employers can take ownership Now, I think time is running. In the next quarter, we'll have another masterclass to talk about responsibility, ownership. They look the same, but they are two sides of the same coin. All right. So employers are not just looking for certificates; they are looking for people who can take ownership. So let's quickly get practical as I've been saying. So if you want to stand out, now this is for every one of you here that you are here to, understand how to start, all right, or understand how to start initiative, or understand how you are going to start or you are going to start leading now. So this is for you. Please write this down. So if you want to stand out, there are key leadership skills you must develop. So I'm going to mention, if time permits, I can mention 4 to 5. All right. So number one skill set you need to achieve. Let me say it again for the sake of those writing. I said, if you want to stand out, there are key leadership skills you must develop. So number one skill leadership skill you must develop is what? Is communication. Everybody say communication. Is what? Is communication. You must learn how to communicate. All right? If you cannot express yourself clearly, you limit your influence. Don't say I'm an introvert. Start communicate. Don't say I don't know how to talk. Find a way to communicate. At least you know how to write. Abi? So communicate. If you can't, so communication is the number one key. All right, in this scope of our module this month. All right, to develop your leadership skills, number one is what? Communication. So if you cannot express yourself clearly, you limit your influence. So learn to speak with clarity, learn to listen actively, and learn to communicate. And for those of us in this room that wants to go into public office, you must learn how to communicate. It's very key because you must learn how to sell yourself out there. You must learn how to express yourself out there. You must learn how to sell your mandate out there. Do you understand? So communication is very, very key. And I believe this is one of the key factors, all right, Barack Obama used when he wanted to, were crying as this man was talking. People were crying as he was talking. So you might not know how to speak like Barack Obama, but ensure that you express yourself clearly, all right? It could be writing. Just ensure that you are communicating yourself. You are communicating your value. All right, anything you are doing, you are communicating out there. Expressly, communicate it, all right, with clarity, communicate it actively, all right. So learn to communicate value. Learn to communicate value. You're on LinkedIn, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you're on WhatsApp. What are people? I have over 100 of people. I know many of you have more. I have over 100 of people viewing my WhatsApp status every day. That is why I can't afford to post something irrational. I can't afford to post something unreasonable. You can never see it on my DM, on my what's it called, on my WhatsApp status. You can never for once see it on my WhatsApp status because I know that what I'm posting is shaping people's life. I remember on my birthday, one of our brothers reached out to me. I never knew it was. I never knew it was. He always read my status. I never knew. So it was SS. It was taken. Even after any time he's down, anytime he's going through challenges, whenever he open my status, he always find a word. All right, that will encourage. He always find a word that will boost him on. So always learn to communicate value through any platform you are, because you are a leader. If two people can view your status, that means your status is influencing two people. You're a leader, right? So learn to communicate value. Don't just communicate trends that doesn't bring values, all right, to people's mindset. So good leaders don't just talk, they connect. So because of our time, so I can give room to my leader. So number one leadership skills is what? Communication. The number two leadership skills is accountability. Accountability, we'll talk this later, but let me just quickly run down. Number two is what? Accountability. Accountability simply means you are owning your action. So stop blaming the system. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming other people. We are always prompt to do so. All right, that the government are bad. Oh, the system is bad. Oh, the economy. What are you doing your own little way? All right, get yourself involved. Own your actions. All right, and be accountable. So great leaders ask, what can I do better? Don't just go there and complain. Don't be a problem compounder. be a problem, what? Be a problem provider. Be a solution provider rather. Don't be a problem compounder. Be a solution provider. So ask, what can I do better to better our economy? Think, be creative. I believe after today, few of you have to go back home and think, what can I do better? What can I do better to better our economy? What can I do better to better our system? What can I do better to better the people around me? So stop blaming, all right, and start acting. The number 3 leadership skills you need to learn is decision making. I'm rounding up now. Is what? Decision making. Number 1 skill set is what? Communication. Number 2 skill set, accountability. Number 3 skill set is what? Is decision making. Leaders make decisions even when it is uncomfortable. All right, you must learn how to make decisions. All right, so indecision kills opportunity, but you have to start small. Make decisions daily. Learn from mistakes, then improve consistently. I'm God in my life for the leaders that train me. They leave me to just to flow. Whenever I make mistake, I run back to them, and I learn from that mistake. And we are still learning till date, right? So start small. Make decisions daily. Learn from mistakes and improve consistently. I think I will stop in point 4. The number 4 skills you need to learn is what? Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Number 1 is communication. Number 2, accountability. Number 3, decision making. Then number 4, emotional intelligence. Not everything is about what you know. Not you can make it for us. It's about how you handle your emotion, understand others, respond, don't react. Oof, these are deeper stuff. I think I just hope you will see the advert when the next webinar will come on board. We will deal with all of this the next webinar, right? So I won't be able to dive deep because of our time. But for knowledge sake, as a leader skills you need to learn: communication, learn to speak, accountability, decision making, and emotional intelligence. Because people will test you. People want you to talk, and as a leader, anything you say, that's what people will do. You must learn. Your emotional intelligence must be very, very active, must be very, very balanced. Because people forget what you said, but not how you made them feel. Because at times there's a way this title enter our head. I remember when I was SOG president then. I was working with my friend, and a guy did not greet us. He was a student. He didn't greet us. And I said, go and lock him in the locker room. And I said, you go and slap him. Do you understand? So, and I told us every morning, come and be greeting me in my room. Everybody, the guy will come, good morning, sir. At least we should be age mates. But I'm saying this to say that we've made such mistakes, right? So people don't really remember what to say, but how you made them feel is very, very crucial. So lastly, I'll be going on with this because of our time. We need to also learn how to position yourself. I've skipped a whole lot of things. The way time is running itself gone. I think let me stop here. So how do we position yourself for opportunities? All right, or how do you position yourself? Hear this truth. Opportunity don't just come to people. They come to prepared people. Whenever you say an opportunity, it comes to do what? To prepare you. All right, it doesn't just come to people. They come to do what? To prepare you. So to stand out, you have to be consistent. You have to add value wherever you go. Be known for something positive. All right? Be known for something positive. Be consistent. Be valued everywhere. Be known for something positive. Build relationships network, because your social capital is key. It's time to know the best time to be the friend of a governor is the time that I said the best time to be the friend of a governor is for you to be his friend before the person becomes that governor. Now look at Honorable is in our court today now, right? Based on the relationship we had. He's not supposed to be here, right? So it's the network. Do you understand? That means that, okay, if I want to reach out to Mr. President, at least I know if I could get him, get another person, get this, get that, we'll get the president. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? So build relationship network is very crucial, and is here still learning. All right, keep improving yourself. Read books. As a leader, at least in a month, at least Two, no matter how busy your schedule is, if it's PDF, if it's hard copy, read books. Keep improving yourself. Keep getting skill sets. Keep going for seminars. This year alone, I can't count how many seminars I've been. Keep going for seminars. Mostly if it is free, like the one you are getting tonight. Plug in yourself to it. All right. Hold it with all right, with all of your heart. All right. So also ask yourself this question: which leader will take us from there? If I were an employer, would I hire me as you are now? So if the president wants to appoint, if the Tinubu wants to appoint maybe a commissioner or minister of youth, ask yourself, can if you are the president, can you hire you like this, like this? Ask yourself. If the question is no, start building capacity. It's very, very crucial. It's very, very crucial. Still a point of mine. I'm able to convince you and not to confuse you that leadership without integrity, you won't last. All right. So integrity and character are the two tires that sustains every. I have a lot, but we'll do that in the days to come. Thank you. Come. Thank you, and God bless you. Can I see just some reaction on the screen?
Thank you so much, sir. So before the next
Thank you.
speaker
Thank you.
comes, I'm going to what stood out to me in this first part. I'm just going to recap for us. Number one, he talked about the fact that everybody is a leader, and leadership is is about taking responsibility. And what sustains that responsibility is integrity. So we talk about the fact that integrity means doing the right thing when no one is watching, doing the right thing when no one is watching, and it also means being reliable and accountable. So you must not have a it must not your private life must not be contradicting with your public life. So and it told us the skills, the leadership skills that we must build as a leader, because we all know that we all are leaders. We have communication skills, accountability, emotional intelligence, decision making. Those are the four leadership skills that I mentioned. And he also said how to stand out. How can we stand out among our peers? Is to build relationship, keep improving ourselves. By keep improving ourselves, being consistent, adding value to people anywhere we go, anywhere we find ourselves. And we should be known for positivity. We should be known for something positive, for something positive. We should build our social capital. That's very, very important. So thank you so much, sir, for that impactful section. So we are going to be calling up the second speaker.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Sister Blessing. I think before we call the second speaker, because he's my leader. All right, he's my leader. Just I would love if okay, if Honorable is still with us. Is he still there? Is he still with us? I think okay. All right, I think he had left. Probably would join back. Or I would love him to just share one of few thoughts. Probably once he join back. All right, but before that, if you have, I think I think let me receive my question now, so that you can then my Oga will just take everything and we'll wrap it up like that. So if you have any question, please just kindly you can use the chat box or raise up your hand. Then in short, I want you to speak. Like we said something, and let's learn. Let's do practicality. Communication is one of the key skill set as a leader. You must learn how to express yourself. It's very, very crucial, right? So do you have any question? Any question or any clarity? Please let's quickly have that. I'm going to take that in 5 to 8 minutes. Please let's quickly do that now. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a question. So I was it's about leadership. So you said as a leader that we must know our purpose. We must know our purpose. So my purpose is around SDG 3, looking forward to adolescence, a girl child. So I was out today. I went out today. volunteered with. So he was telling me that we have to also train up the boy child also. So we have to train them up. That how many girls do we see carrying gun today? How many guys, how many girls do we see doing this and that? So he was now telling me that it's the male child that we see that armed robbery, this and that. So we have to train up the boy child. But my own purpose is around the girl child. So what can I do? Because when he was telling me today that we also need to train up the boy child, I was like, this is not my area of concentration. That's so I want to gain more clarity about that, sir. That what can I do? Since my purpose is
Okay.
around girl.
Okay, I'm with you. I can hear you.
Yes, that's my question, sir. Like, what can I do since my purpose is majorly around the girl child, the girl child. Hello, sir.
I guess your network, I hardly hear you. But I think what you're trying to ask is that the area of purpose is about the adolescent, all right, children, right? Is that
Yes,
it?
yes,
Which the category falls under female? Is that the question? Your mic is muted.
yes, sir.
All right. So what is the question specifically now?
Yes. So,
So what is the question now?
so he was not saying that the boy child. We need to also focus on the boy child
Are you
also.
still there? I can hardly hear you. Hey, I
I
didn't get the
can you
question
hear me
per
now,
se.
sir?
Can you just drop it on the chat? Thank you. So why that is ongoing? Do we have any other question? Let's quickly take that. Why that is ongoing? Any other question? Let's quickly do that before we move on to. You just drop it on the chat box so everything would be. Or I should just assume that we all get all that has been saying so far. All right, so I'm still waiting for the questions, so we can just move on from there. Okay, so while waiting for the question, I think maybe we'll just take it alongside. All right, this the next segment. So I'll be, introducing is this deliberate. I said let me just do the introduction myself because we have to give honor to whom. All right, honor is due to. Right, so I would be bringing on stage. Okay, I get it. Say my purpose is about the girl child, but then I met someone today told me we need to also train up the boy children. What can I do about it, sir? It's don't what's it called? Don't complicate issues with yourself, right? If it's your area of strength, it's for the girl's child. Just keep focusing on it. All right. Just make your put all your skill sets, all right, your strengths in that regard. Now, find if there's not a need, all right, because of the rising issue really rarely made mention that goes around the boy children, all right, you can collaborate with someone that has this, all right, in that area. So you get what I'm trying to say now. You can collaborate, all right, with somebody that also have the same value and passion with you, whereby his own or her own is focusing on the male child, while is female. So you will definitely see one or two people doing that. You can synergize together. All right, the both of you can actually do that together. But because if you say he wants to divert or digress from the female to the male, or from the girls rather to the boys, it will eventually lead to mismatch because you yourself you will not literally flow because you will not be talking from strength because maybe there's a reason why you're focusing on the female, maybe your past or maybe or maybe some circumstances that make you, filled up for the female gender alone. Reason known to you. But if that reason is factual, if that is the area of strength, please, ma, just focus on it. You just be there. Just if there's not need because of the insurgence that is arising around the male child, definitely there will be somebody operating in that field. You can synergize with such people or such NGOs and collaborate together and synergize and also still what's it called? Still help solution, all right, to the male child. Does that answer your question, sir? Ma.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right. So, do we have anyone that also wants to ask another question? I think Honorable is back. Honorable Wasil, because the next segment is about employability, right? So, I don't want us, because once we get there, I don't want us to start going back to leadership again, except there's question. But before we go there, I really want Honorable, Wasil, maybe if it's, I don't know if you can just give us 3 minutes, all right, a pep talk, just to sum up what has been discussed in the course of the meeting, just for 3 minutes, sir. If you can hear me, you have the floor. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, please. Am I
You're audible, sir.
all right? Good evening, everyone. I am Makajola Abdulwasil. Thank you so much for having me. I sincerely apologize for leaving the meeting earlier. I had a very important call, so I have to um, go offline and attend to the call. I missed a lot about this program due to the call, and also I joined lately. But one, I want to appreciate the convener of this program. Sincerely speaking, I always say it, and I will promise by the special grace of God, if I will the program, because sincerely speaking, whether we like it or not, we need more people to come into space and be doing things like this. If you go to TikTok, you go to Facebook, go to Instagram, you see a lot of people doing so many things that are so damaging, like to when you're talking about tendency, talking about how this use of vulgar words and the likes, it's very common today in our space. So whenever we see anyone who is doing something like this, trying to like at least bring people back to this part of sanity, it's actually what our commendation. So that's why I'm commending him. Not although I'm not doing vote of thanks, but and I don't like doing this when I'm to talk in any program. But sincerely speaking, I have to do this. Secondly, I want to appreciate everyone who is attending this webinar, because this class is a kind of practical approach session. Last year, thank God we did it together. I joined when Comrade organized this form of program. And since then, I think 2024, I can't really remember. I have been joining in session since 2024 or there. So what I will just say in brief, because I've had a lot of things today. Leadership is about service. Being a leader, you have to be a servant. Then you need to start leading from where you are. You don't need to wait until you get position or thereabout. I will not be saying much about myself actually, but sincerely speaking, I have been serving for a very, very long time. And sincerely speaking, like he recommended, I don't always wait until I'm appointed or until I get a portfolio before I lead. What I do is I serve people in any capacity I have to do that. And I realized that people don't have problem about you being a leader. That is the reality. They don't have problem about you or who will be the leader. The problem people have is they identify a particular problem and they need who want to solve it and who is ready to solve it. So whether you're a leader with portfolio or title or not, so far you are solving people's problem, they will recognize you automatically as their leader. You see today, some people, someone is a governor, someone is chairman, House of Assembly. You see people making jest of him online, even on the street, because he's not fulfilling that righteousness, having that purpose of being a leader. Is not solving their common problem. So no one will regard him as a leader. Then you see someone on the street, maybe he's just an artisan who works, let's say he's a organizer or a welder on the street, but you see someone, maybe a child who doesn't have school bag or exercise book. How much is it? 1,500. He pay for the child. You see that their gutter or drain, they arrange 3 or 4 boys, they clear the place. Before you know it, people will start giving him that recognition. They will start giving him that kind of this commendation that they doesn't even give to their political leaders. So meaning that people don't actually have problem, whether you are the chairman, the rep or whatsoever, or you are just a common member of the society. Their problem is they have some problems in that society that has been identified, and they need someone to solve it. So far, you are seeing life from this angle of I want to be a problem solver. My dear brothers and sisters, you are a leader. Thank you so much for having me, comrade. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. You're a leader. You're a leader. You're a leader. Thank you so very much for that. All right, Eshegon. Thank you so much. So on this note, we are moving to the next module entirely. All right, I'll be inviting my own president. All right. How am I going to put it now? We attend the same church. Let me put it out. This is not a Christian organization meeting, but he's my own youth president. All right. So let's take it out. So I'll be inviting Mr. Babajide, Mr. Babajide Toby. All right. He's a man of
Thank you for creating a platform like this for growth and learning. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much, Tim Topper, for the introduction. You wanted to do an entire profile on me, but I don't think it's necessary. My name is Babaji. To do an entire profile on me, but I don't think it's necessary. My name is Babajide Toby. I currently work with a company that builds solutions for nonprofits. That's majorly my line of work. But very quickly, if I can share my screen, we get right into it. So it's 8:10. We'll try to wrap this up as quickly as we can. Please, can someone just let me know when you can see my screen? Okay, I'm getting feedback that we can see my screen. Awesome. Thank you very much. Good evening, leaders. Welcome to today's, what would I call it, a career masterclass. Tonight, we're focusing on something that affects every single one of us, how to steward our careers with excellence, with clarity, and the mindsets of a leader. So, first of all, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming, because showing up is a sign of true leadership. In this session, we're going to be speaking about job searching, and most people think that job searching is about luck. Like, oh, if you have the connections, it's based on skill, but it's not. It's really about positioning, because two people can have the exact same experience and one gets selected and the other doesn't. The difference in all of this is clarity. Today, I hope I'm able to show you how to move from being overlooked to someone that is selected. Okay, next slide. Please let me know when the slide should switch. I think there's a small break in transmission. Okay, thank you very much. So now, like I mentioned before, most people think that job searching is about luck, but it's not. It's about positioning. You need to work for you, and focus you have, the things that you are good at, and as Tim state that value clearly in a way that someone that doesn't know you personally can understand it. The third thing we're going to be speaking about is how do we find the gaps that limit opportunities. So as it stands, I'm sure like a number of us already have CVs. A number of us have CVs here. We've submitted, we've tried to apply to roles and all of that. How do we find the issues with our current CVs? Then the last thing is, how do we build a CV that is proper, that reflects here? And I'm sure the number of people that have reached out to him to tell him that, oh, and we grew up together, plug me to this contract, give me this project, and the number of people he has had to turn down, it's something that he understands. The marketplace rewards value, it rewards clarity. It doesn't reward your efforts, unfortunately. It doesn't reward your intention. It doesn't reward your potential. That's the market only rewards value and clarity. What am I saying? You're not paid for what you know. You are paid for what you can demonstrate. Is it making sense to someone? Can someone just let me know if you're still with me? Thank you very much. You can say, oh, I'm a very hardworking person, and you write it in your CV, but then uh, that hardworking nature is not what they reward. They reward when someone says something like, oh, I reduced the processing time by 30%. So I'm hardworking as a phrase is useless, but reduced processing time by 30% is valuable. Are we together? Your CV is your market identity. That's what your CV is supposed to be. It's supposed to speak for you in places that you cannot get into. It's essentially your proposal before you can get there. Your CV is your templates of some sorts. Your career is your responsibility. Like there are things that you're supposed to hold with regard. So how does this like align with what we're speaking about? Number one is when your CV is clear, you have more opportunities. Your CV is supposed to be a written vision of your professional story. So if your CV is supposed to be telling somebody, so now the idea is your CV is able to tell somebody else everything that you have done and why you are the best candidate for a role without your presence there. One of the issues that we have with CVs nowadays is you create your CV as if you have an opportunity to present your CV. You don't. Most of the time, we don't have the opportunity to actually come and say that, oh, and this is what I meant in my CV. When I wrote this is what I was referring to. Does that make sense? Number two is positioning and perception. It is how you present yourself in the workplace. I know like it's not a this is not a Christian meeting, but then it's how you show your value. It's how you present yourself. That's what your CV is supposed to do. The third thing is there's a lot of power in the small things on your CV, the tiny mistakes that you make in your CV. Uh, we call them little foxes, small things that can ruin all the efforts that you've put into place. You're trying to write you saved 1 million, but then like you write you saved 1,000. So now they don't regard you in that uh, authority or in that light. Very small mistakes that can spoil all the effort that you've put into work. Well, now let's talk about what your CV is supposed to be. Before we get into like the nitty gritty, so all the fonts and the designs and all of that, let's talk about what the heart behind your CV is supposed to be. So now remember your CV is not just a document, it's supposed to be a showcase of your diligence. It's supposed to be a bridge to your next season. It's supposed to be a signal telling people that, oh, they can trust this person. They're telling people that, oh, this person is consistent. Or telling people that, oh, this person pays attention to the small details. Your CV is often, in fact, almost every time your first impression. Before people even meet you, your first impression. And as leaders, we must make that first impression excellent. We must make it excellent. My people in HR can speak to this, but I don't work in human resources. But a few years ago, I was a part of a team that built a CV ranker, and the CV ranker was supposed to be an ATS. So ATS means applicant tracking system. That's what it stands for, ATS. And what the ATS does is it filters CVs. So I don't know if any of us here have been applying to jobs, and let's say you apply to a job now, and like 5 minutes later, they've already sent you email that unfortunately, or we regret to inform you, we've moved along with somebody else. We found a better fit for the role. It's not a human being that typed that message out. It's an ATS. What happened in that 5 minute span is the system, the computer that was supposed to process your CV, to read your CV, has checked your CV, and you did not make the cut. Why did you not make the cut? It could be something as small as maybe you designed your CV in Canva. Now, Canva makes you a very nice CV. It looks good, it looks fine, but then it is not a human being that will read your CV. It is a system that reads your CV. So now that system that's supposed to read your CV, that all that fine graphics that you've put there, the system cannot process it. So the system just sees an image and says that, oh, this person is not ready for a job, and throws your CV away. But that's where we're at. We're discussing what the heart of the CV is supposed to be. Next slide, please. So the goal of your CV is very simple. It's supposed to be clarity, truth, value, not noise, not unnecessary information, not stories from 2001. It's supposed to be a clear, very accurate picture of who you are professionally and what you bring to the table. Your CV has just one job. Yeah, it's supposed to get you to the next stage. It's not supposed to tell your life story. It's not supposed to impress people. It's not supposed to look fancy. Your CV, it's supposed to get you to the next phase. Your CV is supposed to tell a very clear, truthful story, not exaggeration, not fluff, just compelling evidence. Lawyers in the building will say, bring your good arguments of who you are and what you've accomplished. It's supposed to show the things that you can do. It's supposed to make it easy, very easy to see your value. So when I say make it easy, it should be easy. So as a recruiter, I should be able to look at your CV and immediately know that, oh, in the 10, 15 seconds that I scan through your CV, oh, this person is a good fit for the job. I'm not trying to agree. I'm not contemplating. By the time I'm already contemplating, your CV is not doing what it's supposed to do. Finally, your CV is supposed to help them say yes. That's what your CV is supposed to do. Help them say yes. That, okay, well, this is the right fit. This is the right person that we want to get. So tonight, I'm going to simplify the entire CV structure for you. So any good CV, every strong CV has the same basic structure. It's not supposed to be complicated. You should have a header, your name in block letters. Underneath your header, you have your email address, your phone number, your LinkedIn profile, maybe your portfolio, depending on the kind of work that you're in. Because take, for instance, if you're a web developer, you're a graphics designer, you might not focus on your LinkedIn profile, but you have a website. All those things should be top of your CV. That's your header. Following after is your professional summary, your profile summary. Maybe 5 lines, 2 to 4 lines max. 5 lines is a stretch, but then just capturing who you are professionally. What are the things that you can do, your core strengths. It's like an opportunity to give them insight into what you don't have in your CV, like in the rest of your CV. Because now most of us, especially in Nigeria, we have many different skills, very many different skills, and we cannot put all of that in one CV. In fact, we're going to speak to that later on. The things that you should put in your CV and what you shouldn't put in your CV. Next is your education. So your degree, your institution, the graduation dates, depending on the kind of work that you're looking for, any relevant achievements, any honors, any awards that you've received, and so on and so forth. Then we have the body, the cream of the crop, your experience. So in your experience, you should have your job titles, the company, the dates, bullet points showing measurable results and contributions, not just duties. I had to put it here because if anybody is going to get anything from this seminar, this masterclass, it should be that your CV should no longer be just the duties that you do. Oh, I manage the help desk. No, no, no. Oh, I was responsible for bringing in guests. No, no, no. We don't do that here. That's not how your experience is supposed to flow. Speaking on this experience, I think I should expound on this a little bit. Your experience in terms of bullet points, for any CV, you should not have more than 4 bullet points per job. Absolutely none. Unless you are working in academia, as per you are trying to become a professor, or you are writing for a PhD, you shouldn't have more than 4 bullet points per job title. But again, we'll get to that more extensively later. Next section should be your skills. So the technical abilities you have. So if you are a web developer, what are the tools that you use for web development? HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Oh, if you are what photographer, what are the tools that you use for photography? Photoshop, Corel Draw, like all those different tools. Your emotion designer, in like all those different tools. Your proficiencies, your languages, your key competencies relevant to your target role. Very, very important. I feel like I should make this even bold. It has to be relevant to your target role. Now, one thing I really recommend is you don't have only one CV. You should have at least two CVs. Normally, it should be three, because now, again, most of us have many skills that we have. Like, we have many skills under our belts. We have somebody that is a photographer that also does web design, that is also that has a shop in Computer Village. All those three things now, they shouldn't be lumped together in one CV, because now they are disjointed. Anything on your CV, absolutely anything on your CV, should work towards getting you the job. Anything that you have on your CV has to work towards getting you the job. Like, that's the end goal. So if it is not linked to the job you're trying to apply for, it shouldn't be on your CV. So things like, oh, you have a hobby of Netflix, and that's good for you, lovely. But unless you are a movie designer or you are trying to get a director role, yeah, I don't need to know that you like watching Netflix. Your CV, let's say you like swimming, in fact, you competed for Nigeria on a professional scale. You love swimming. That's all well and good. But unless you are applying to be a swimmer, it shouldn't be on your CV. It shouldn't be on your resume. Absolutely not. Everything on your CV should be working towards getting you to the next level. Is that okay? Then we have additional sections. So certifications. Honorable Wasi was talking about volunteer work. Tim Topper also mentioned they've done or awards that demonstrate capacity, that demonstrate character beyond things that you're paid for. But that's essentially the structure for what a CV is supposed to look like. Now let's talk about how your CV gets read. Like, I mentioned ATS earlier. How is the ATS reading your CV? Now, like I mentioned before, ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System, and it's a software that companies use to screen CVs. So before human beings even see them, because I know that most of us now, we are trying to get the remote job, we're trying to get jobs with international companies. See those international companies, there's not one HR just sitting somewhere scanning through CVs, tens of thousands of CVs. No, they don't do that. There's something called an applicant tracking system. So it will scan your CV for keywords and job-related terms. That's why I'm trying to explain that anything that is not directly related to the job should not be on your CV. So that applicant tracking system is to scan your CV for keywords, scan your CV for skills, it's to scan your CV for job-related terms. So if let's say you're trying to get a job in finance now, and let's say on the job profile, they say they need somebody that knows Excel, that knows reporting, that knows how to use CRM tools. But your CV doesn't list any of those things. Immediately you submit the CV and the ATS should scan your CV, doesn't see any of those things. Don't worry, the automated email, it will reach you. Just 15 minutes, they've sent it to you. In fact, they've scheduled it for it to reach you the following day. See, CVs prefer simple formatting. No complex tables, applicant tracking system, I beg your pardon, prefer simple formatting. So things that it can easily read. Doesn't need complex tables, it doesn't need graphics, doesn't need text boxes. Just keep it simple, do something like in Word. That's one. Then when it actually scans your CV, it will rank your CV based on how closely your CV matches the job description. Does that make sense? So after it has scanned your CV, that's if you built your CV appropriately. So it has scanned your CV. let's say 10,000 CVs were submitted. It has scanned your CV and it was able to read it, but you did not put too many keywords. Maybe out of all the things that were listed in the job description, all you put there was Excel. So now out of 10,000, you're number 9,999. You will still get rejected. Third thing is, if your CV is unclear or it's unreadable, it will get filtered out, even if you are qualified. So if you built your CV in Figma, built your CV in Canva, and it looks nice, if you are trying to submit to an international company, to a global firm, it's not likely that the applicant tracking system is able to read it. So before your CV even reaches a human being, that ATS has removed everything. So most people call it the gatekeeper. Are we together? That's why I'm focusing on clarity. It's why clarity matters. So the system isn't rejecting you. It's just sending the email. It's just because the system cannot understand what you've presented. That's why we get the emails like that. The second group of people that read your CV, the human beings. So after the applicant tracking system, the next person that will see your CV is a human recruiter. As someone who is looking at hundreds, maybe thousands of CVs a day. And that recruiter will skim through your CV in about 6 to 15 seconds. And in those few seconds, they are looking for clarity. They are asking that, can I understand this person quickly? Is this CV well structured? Do they have the experience that we need? Does this look professional? They don't have the time to start interpreting or decoding any CV that is confusing. So if your layout is messy, if your dates are inconsistent, if your email looks unserious, you lose trust, you lose credibility instantly. But if your CV is clear, if your CV is clean, if your CV is easy to read, you've bought yourself more time. So now, after that 6 to 15 seconds or 6 to 10 seconds, you have like an extra 30 seconds because you look competent, you look serious. You now look like somebody who is worth calling back. So where the ATS is looking for keywords, the recruiter is looking for credibility. That's what the recruiter is looking for. Are we still together? Awesome. Thank you very much. Don't worry, it won't take too many hours. We're not here for long. We're not here for long. 20 minutes. In the next couple of minutes, we'll switch to a Q&A session just so you can ask questions. Now, I'm going to speak about what I call the big mistakes. These are like the major things that spoil a very beautiful CV. These are things that chase away the recruiters. These are things that get your CVs flagged by an applicant tracking system. And the interesting thing is that they are not spiritual attacks. Nobody's chasing you from your village. They are formatting attacks. These are things that we have created with our own hands. The first big fox is complicated layouts. So in your CV, you have tables everywhere, boxes everywhere, columns everywhere. You've put shadows, you've put borders. Now your CV looks like white timetable, and they don't even know your name. Most recruiters, they won't even look at it. They'll just sigh because they are used to seeing it. They just sigh and they move on. Another big force, big flag is a graphics heavy CV. So some of us have designed CVs that look like wedding invitation. In fact, it looks like a slide. You've used so many different fonts, so many different icons. And the thing is that, sure, you know that those icons that we put in our CVs, they are also code. So those icons that we put in our CV, so if you put like a telephone emoji on your CV and you put the phone number there, that emoji to the applicant tracking system, it reads a code. So it's in binary code, is maybe 01100 something plus. It will read it as Unicode. So your CV, so your phone number, that should just be +2348110XXX. Now the CV has read, or the applicant tracking system has read one Unicode that is supposed to be an icon and your phone number. So they don't even have your phone number. Applicant tracking systems cannot read it. So you put an icon of a wheelbarrow so that you but the icon that you put there. Only you and God understand the message you're trying to pass across. Another issue is no keywords. So the job is asking for a customer success representative. People connect the dots. You need to help the system time. And it said, my personal belief is that the universe aligns with my destiny. The person did not put it there that I know how to use Microsoft Excel, but the universe aligns with our destiny. So many funny things that I've seen. The final big flag I want to quickly mention is strange file formats. So some people upload screenshots of their CV, and it's not a good thing, or they save it as a PAR, or they export a kind to open it open a landscape side by side. So now your CV looks like those kinds of things. We need to stick to the structure, stick to what is the standard. Because again, if the system cannot read it, it will skip you. And it's not because you're not qualified, it's because the documents that are supposed to speak on your behalf was not speaking correctly. Okay. Quickly to our next slide. The little foxes, the smaller things. The first little fox I want to quickly mention is our email address. Your CV can look amazing, but once HR should see sweetmama99 at hotmail.com, everything has changed. Now, no, if I told you that my email address was swaggyprince007 at gmail.com, are you not concerned? No, are you not? Are we not? Is that not our issue? Because I've seen so many different CVs. When I was trying to build that system, if you've been in data science, like you know that we have to clean the data. Like we need to learn all the different things that are supposed to be happening there, and we now build the system. I saw so many different things. Prince of Egypt 419 at AOL.com. If your email is baby girl for life, see, there's no HR that will call you. Don't worry, they'll pray for you, but they're not going to call you. They will call you. Because now, how do you want? So now that's on the human side, but then for the ATS, how do you want the applicant tracking system to think that you're not spam, or you have a phone number that is missing one digit, so you wrote it with Biro? Yeah, but you're wondering why nobody can call you. Nobody can complete the number now. As a rule of thumb, even when you're interviewing people, we ask people to write out your phone number. Just write it out. Even if it's on, just write it again. Because we have so many issues with people that we know they are good, we know they are competent, but then they put the wrong phone number. Another flag is messy formatting. So you have so many different fonts. Your bullet points, one is indented left, another one is indented right. One is a circle, one is a square. One is 4 diamonds. Everything is dancing about. It's messy formatting. Stick to the standard. Then we have strange file names. If your CV file name, if the name of your CV is CV final last one 2026 new real.doc, it's giving I'm not organized. Like avoid generic. Avoid generic names. Don't use resume.pdf. Stick to Temitope Majaru resume. Temitope Majaru IT experts, so that it doesn't get lost in crowded download folders. And of course, unnecessary personal information. Your age, local government, your tribe, your genotype, your favorite food. Again, I've seen all sorts of things. Those things are not relevant on your CV. Again, anything that is not directly related to the job you're trying to get, irrelevant on your CV. Is that okay? Awesome. Well, crafting bullet points that command attention. So now, remember I said that the experience section of your CV, very, very important. So when it comes to that section of your CV, your bullet points are everything. It's where you have the opportunity to prove your value. Is the cream of the crop. Yeah. Is where you turn responsibilities into results. So now a strong CV bullet point always follows a very simple formula. You have an action, there's a task, and there's a result. So it is what you did, how you did it, and what impact it had. Does that make sense? So for example, instead of writing that, so I'm going to use the example of customer care. Instead of writing, oh, I handled customer calls, instead you say, I resolved an average of 120 customer inquiries weekly, achieving over 90% satisfaction. Both people did the exact same thing. One of them said it as an activity. The other one framed it as an achievement. So I resolved an average of 120. That's an action. Yeah. Customer inquiries weekly. That's the task. And what was the result? I achieved over 90% customer satisfaction. Let me give you another example. So you're a social media manager. Instead of saying, oh, I worked on social media, you say that, oh, I created weekly content. That's the action that increased engagement by 35% in 3 months. That's the task and the result. So you were creating weekly content, action and task, and the result. And now keep in mind, the result is different for different groups of people. For some jobs, the result is time-based. For other jobs, it is result-based. But it's, again, relevant to what you need. That is clarity. You have to quantify your achievements. You have to put numbers so that people understand the full context. If I'm working as a programmer, the person that is going to read my CV, the person is not a programmer, the person is a HR. So I need to give the person all the information that they need to make an adequate decision. Your bullet points must sound like you were there, like you did the work and you made the difference. So no vague terms, don't use textbook job descriptions, don't copy and paste the company's adverts inside your CV. Don't do that. Your bullet points must show growth, they must show impact, they must show intentionality. That's how the HR will read it and say that, oh, no, this person knows what they're doing. Now, I'll quickly show us what a good CV and a bad CV looks like before and after. This is just another example of what I was trying to explain. You have to put in the details. You have to give them context. You have to show them that it's not just based on vibes, that you actually know what you are doing. Does that make sense? Awesome. Now, this is what a bad CV looks like. His name is John Best. Can you see that? So now, if I give this CV to an applicant tracking system, what will happen is, you see that small shadow that John Best has under his name? The CV will not even know what the guy's name is. Look at the picture. See, unless you are working in an industry that requires your image, the standard is to not use a profile picture. Look, there are lots of complicated layouts, lots of graphics. He's showing them that he can make the money grow. He's showing them tags, he's showing them percentage increases, but then it makes it hard to scan. Look at John Best. The only thing that we can easily pick from his CV is that his name is John Best. Nothing else. He's not following the structure. He's not following the organization that is required for a CV. This is what a good CV is supposed to look like. Immediately, you can see professional summary. You've seen the person's name. You've seen where the person stays. You've seen the phone number. You've seen the email address. You've seen the LinkedIn. You've seen everything. From there, then you go down to the professional summary. Then you have your work experience. Then you have your education, your certificates, your awards. Like, it's simple. It's clean. Very logical headings. Very straightforward bullet points. You can easily scan it. There's clarity. There's discipline. You are ready, you see the CV, you're like, okay. Okay, this person did ICANN. Oh no, this person has only one job, but then it looks like he has more than one job. Make sure your CV are we together? Now, formatting your CV. This is what is supposed to be your checklist. So when you're carrying something out of this meeting, this is what you should be carrying. Consistent fonts. So in terms of your CV now, when you're creating the format design, consistent fonts. So 2 fonts at the maximum. Create enough white space. It is a design principle. When you create enough white space, people are able to take in more information. Keep it friendly for the applicant tracking system. Make it easy to read. Do PDF format with a professional file name. For your content quality, make sure there are no spelling or grammatical errors. If you are using American English, stick with it throughout. If you're using British English, stick with it throughout. Make sure you're using action points. Make sure you're putting numbers in your CV, whatever kind of number is relevant to your industry. Are we together? Because again, some people, the numbers relevant to them is time. They want to do things fast, fast, pew, 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 pew. Other people, it's relevant to results. Some, it's 2 of them. But you know what is relevant for your CV. Next is strategic elements. Make sure your CV is targeted for a specific role. Like it has to be tailored to that role. I know that you're a photographer. If you're trying to apply to a job as a customer success, your photography role no longer has value. You need to create 2 separate CVs. One that has your visual elements, another one that has your customer support elements. Make sure your most relevant experience is what is highlighted. Most of us have done so many jobs and we want to force everything into one CV. Keep in mind that for your CV, it should be 2 pages maximum. Your CV should not extend beyond, again, unless you are in academia where you have to put in all the different papers you've written and all of that, 2 pages maximum. Make sure your skills match the job requirements. Make sure your contact information is relevant, it is current. Are we still together? Almost done. Now, as for your next steps, remember I said I've shown what a good CV is supposed to look like. You need to review your current CV against tonight's principles. Does your CV look like John Best's principle, John Best's CV, or Luke Sabino's? Identify the gaps and the weaknesses that you have. Apply these principles. I wrote it there twice intentionally. Make sure you apply the principles. It's not enough that you know it. Apply the principles. Excellence is a decision. Your CV is more than a document. It's supposed to be a testimony of stewardship. It is how the market understands you. Clarity, structure, and precision, they always determine opportunity. Thank you very much for your time. Do we have any questions? Please go ahead. So I'm sharing my screen, so I can't really see if you're typing. So again, like Tim Talkman mentioned, now would be a lovely time for you to
All
help me
right.
unmute. Yes, thank you very much.
All right, Negi, can kindly unmute your mic and ask a question, Negi.
Okay,
Just your
sorry,
name, where you're from, and then, yeah.
sorry, please, where I'm from, is it like my state or where I'm living? I don't
So
understand.
maybe it is stay forever. Just
Okay, good evening. My name is Nengi. I'm living in Lagos. I'm from River
Hi,
State.
Nangi.
Okay, so my question is concerning how we send our CVs to companies.
Mm,
um I've witnessed like sometimes I one time I sent my CV and then I did not know that the way I sent it was making them not to access it. So now and then I noticed that there are some people that used to send cover letters with their CV. So that's like my question.
mm.
What's the right way to send your CV to a company through email?
Sure. So let me tell you something about the email route. It's a very, very good route to get your CV noted, because now at the end of that email, is a human being. So if you're trying to send your CV through an email, what I would recommend you do is, if the company asks for a cover letter, make sure you impute the cover letter. Even if they don't ask for a cover letter, so that means you're attaching two files, your CV and your cover letter. And you don't just send it like that. You need to introduce yourself in the email. Doesn't matter if they'll see it in the CV. You should have a template for sending emails. Hi, let's say you're applying to Apple HR. So hi, Apple HR. My name is Babachide Oluwatobi. I saw the job advert on so and so website. I'm applying for the role of this. I've attached my CV and my cover letter. This is just a brief overview of the things I have. Best regards, Babachide Oluwatobi. Send it. The standard is use a cover letter, unless the company explicitly says, oh, we don't need your cover letter. Send your resume, send your cover letter, and make sure in your email there is a template. There's something that has acknowledged the company. Because you are sending it to a human being, you cannot just throw your CV in my face. Don't just say, oh, because they said send it to babajidetobi@yahoo.com. Don't just send it to me. I will not read it. I won't pay attention to it, because it seems like there's no regard. Hi, my name is Babachide Oluwatobi. Make sure you acknowledge them. Explain the role you are applying for. Oh, I saw this job at so and so place. I'm applying for the role of web developer at your company. These are the things I have to offer. I've attached my CV, I've attached my cover letter that you sent. That's the standard for things like that. When you are sending emails also, something that I personally would recommend is you BCC yourself. So you blind carbon copy yourself. So you send it to your email again, so you see what the recruiter is seeing. When you BCC yourself, all the issues that you could possibly find. So if you BCC yourself and you try to open your CV and it doesn't open, now you know that there's a problem, because most of us have multiple email addresses. So you BCC another email address that you use, that you manage. Click on it. Oh, can I see the CV? Can I see the cover letter? Is it clear? Does this make sense? Then you know you're doing something right. Does that answer your question, Nengi?
Yes, yes, thank you very much. Thank you, I appreciate.
No problem at all. Any other questions? Again, I'm so sorry I can't see the chat box because I'm sharing my screen. So if you have a question,
All right, so Paul.
you will need to unmute.
All right, so Mr. Paul, I think just you're raising up your hand. So Mr. Paul, you have the floor. Your question.
Okay, yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Majaro, for this wonderful webinar. We really appreciate that. And also for, for the CV, all that Mr. Babajide, if I'm not mistaken, now are done. We really appreciate that. So my question here is just that, many a times, we do a different, maybe we study a different course in school, but then we are focusing on a different thing, trying to get a work or trying to get a job, getting scalable experiences, trying to move into another field entirely while you study a different thing in school. So how do we merge these things together? That's the first question. And then the second thing is, when building up a CV and you have, limited resources or limited, experience to add up on that page, how do you make it, look bulky or good enough for an employer? Yeah, those are the two questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry, I'm typing it out so that I don't miss it. Again, I used to write a lot. Uh,
That's
so now, the first question, if I'm getting it right, is you studied something in university. Let's say you studied fishery or agriculture, but now you're in IT. So something's completely different from what you did, and you're applying to somewhere else. Is that correct?
exactly.
Okay. Let me tell you something that is actually very common. Employers don't hire your degrees anymore. We're in the 21st century, yeah, the higher capacity, the higher your capability. So your focus should now be, what skills do you have? What experience can you demonstrate? Um, your CV should answer these questions for them. So now, if you studied biology, but you're applying for a customer service role, you don't now focus on the biology aspects. You have to focus on the customer service. Like how do I make it make sense? You have enough skill, because that's why you're trying to transition. Your degree shows that you have discipline, that you went to university. But then in this day and age where we have billionaires, multimillionaires that have nothing to show for in terms of university degrees, they have the skill set, they have certificates, they have years of proof showing that these people care about what they are now doing. You don't need a perfect match. You just need a clear skill match. So you write it there that, oh, this is the degree that you have. It's something that you work for, spend years in university. You put it there. However, uh, you don't make it your core focus. You now turn to, oh, so maybe I studied biology, but now I'm working in customer support. And back to back, I have multiple certificates in client success, in customer success management. That's what helps me. That's what my recruiter is going to focus on. In fact, you know that on your CV, your academic prowess is just one line. It's just one. Okay, I went to this school. I graduated with this. I don't even need to put the what do they call it? The class I graduated with. It's something that is even happening more recently. So unless you are fresh out of school, it shouldn't be giving you more concern. So limited experience doesn't mean that you don't have value. In fact, most people expect it. It just means that you have to be more intentional. Does that make sense? Which kind of feeds into the other thing. So now you're just trying to transition into something else. What I would recommend is you go for certificates. You do a lot of volunteer work. You have a lot of personal projects. If you're trying to do stuff, maybe you want to become a programmer, instead of staying that, oh, I'm waiting for a job before I start the experience. Like what Tim Tokwe said earlier, do something, build something. There are so many communities, so many open resources available, so many free certifications that you can get. Do something and put it on your CV. Let your personal project show. Be ready to do internships that have little pay. That's fine. It's for the experience. Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
your job is to translate what you've done into value. So you're not waiting until you feel qualified. You are doing things, you are translating it into value. That's how it works. I hope that answers your question.
yeah, exactly. That it's clear.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Much really appreciate.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions? I think my time is fast spent. Spent about 45 minutes or so. Do we have any other questions? I think there's no questions. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Toby. So, while we don't have any question, thank you so much for joining the webinar. Thank you so much to everyone for joining the webinar from the beginning to this time. What really stood out to me during Mr. Toby's section
Good evening, everyone. Can you still hear me clearly?
All right. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. My Presi. I mean, can we just give my leader a big thumbs up? If
It's
you know you gained
always a pleasure.
something tonight, if you know,
Always a pleasure.
all right, you gained something beautiful, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We can do better. We can do better. Because outside there, just to revamp your CV, it's going to cost you a whole lot of fortune. And we're getting this free of charge. All right. It's something, I recommend it. Thank you so very much, sir, for the privilege and for
Thank
the
you very
access
much.
for granted. All right. So just a quick one before moderator, all right, wrap it up. Uh, the materials for tonight teaching, all right, it will be made available. All right. The certificate and the materials for the teachings, both mine and, privilege also have, all right, Mr. Bali is on too. So, and both the audios and video formats will be made available. All right. However, there's a little clause to it. But we say that it's free of charge. Every training, all of them are free of charge. But the certificate and to get all the materials, we'll just attach a value futurist, which is just a token of 1,000 naira. It's not about the money. All right, with a token of 1,000 naira to get all the materials that was used for tonight, so that you yourself can go back again and study it all over again. Do you understand all of the materials? Also, the recording, both the YouTube and the audios, and every slides will be shared to or with you with a token of just 1,000 naira. But everything you got tonight are all for free. But it's a deliberate effort that I deliver. Okay, let me place that demand value of a token of 1,000 naira so that you place the value on the certificate and the material you got. So how we're going to go about that is going to be shared on the masterclass platform. Thank you. So Miss Blessing, what else? What else? So we can call it a day. We can't hear you. Sister Blessing, we can't hear you. Okay, I think our network, because I myself have been struggling with the network. Thank you everyone for joining. So the process of now to get the certificate and the material will be placed on the group. Please take advantage of it. And then one thing is certain, I'm going to see each and every one of us at the top. It's very, very certain. So go on the group chat, on the Mastercard group chat, share whatever you learned tonight so others can also glimpse from it. God bless you. I'll see you at the top. Thank you. Let's
Thank
let's
you.
let's give a reaction. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.